Yeah, hello, my name is Willy Mohan and I'm in the 2-minute network wiki. I have today my first $1 billion network interview. And so I have learned it today. It's very exciting for me to meet really one of the legends of this industry. I have seen him first in '92 in Paris on the stage where he was there. Yeah, I was in
You were there at Paris?
Yeah, I was there. I've seen you there.
Oh my goodness, I want to talk about.
Show! Yeah, food. I think, oh my God. And now, after this long time, now near 20 years, I have seen you now, and now I found you here and saying, oh my God, let's please give me 5 minutes. And you were so honest to give me 5 minutes of your time. And I want to ask the question about what everybody wants to hear about you. Why you are still in this business, network marketing around, and not somewhere else, because you have money enough, you have seen everything. Why you are here?
Well, that's, this is something I love, number one. And, I've had different times and different things that I've done in network marketing, but I've been involved in network marketing since almost the beginning. I got started in the 60s, and network marketing has 4 distinct generations. Generation 1, 1960 to 1980, and I was there. 1980 to 1990 was Generation 2, and I was there. 1990 to 2000, Generation 3, and now we're in Generation 4 from 2000 to current. And I've been actively involved in each generation. Obviously starting off as a distributor, back in the 60s as a long-haired hippie construction worker with no education, no self-confidence, no self-esteem, and finding out that I had a very special passion for the business, and finding out that I had a special gift of communication that I didn't know that I had, because I had flunked English 2 years in a row in high school because I was too shy to give the oral book report that was completed. I couldn't walk across in front of my classmates and talk about it. I was too shy. But network marketing brought out some of the hidden treasures that I had in me and everybody has in them. I don't have any special talent or special abilities, but I do have a special desire, special willingness, and special teachability, and using the gifts that God gave me to make things work. So I'm still around. I've done different things. Certainly the most notable thing of all was committing myself to Mark when we started Herbalife, Mark Hughes, when we started Herbalife in 1980, when we started selling right out of the trunk of our cars, and helped build that into, he and I walked side by side and built that to $1 billion in 5 years, and then had to rebuild it, and last year we did $3.5 billion. And I just started getting active again in network marketing after about a half a dozen years off, and was doing consulting work with big companies, and finding, being able to help some people out. And so I'm pretty excited about it now, especially with my German affiliation that we're doing right now over here with my good friend Rolf Saar.
When you're talking about there was 4 of the generation of network marketing, when is coming the 5th generation? We are now in beginning.
Well, actually, no, there won't be a 5th generation. Okay, what happens is in the first generation of this goes for any type of special industry or building a nation. Generation 1 is always in where you generate the core values. Okay. And there were some very specific core values that were developed up in Generation 1 from 1960 to 1980. Generation 2 is the growth factor. That's where you get the growth. And all the growth that we're experiencing right now in network marketing came out of Generation 2, primarily because of Herbalife and the work that we did of developing so much leadership. And so that's where you get the growth. Generation 3 is where, unfortunately, in businesses, every business, and it's especially here, you start to speculate about the core values. And when you start to speculate, you start changing things around, and it has unintended consequences. And then you find yourself in Generation 4, which we're in right now, which is dissipation. The core values that started in Generation 1 are totally dissipated. That's why we see all this disarray that's happening across the world in network marketing today. And one of the things I'm excited about is helping to develop up a brand new generation of leadership that's committed to the core values that started back in 1960.
So it sounds like you will find that the people find the way back to the basic, where's the foundation. You think they're on the wrong way at the moment?
Well, I'm not going to use the term wrong way. I'm just saying a different way. And the way that has happened over the last 15 years, let's just take generation number 3 of speculation from 1990 to 2000. we started speculating with a lot of different things in network marketing, and it had unintended consequences. That's why the majority of the companies that started in that generation don't exist today or don't have a great promise of the future. Then you get into the fourth generation of dissipation. All the companies that started there, and you think about all of this gigantic success, look at the ones that started the first half of 2000, okay? They don't have that promise. They don't have that growth. They don't have it. And all the other companies are trying to get it back, but they're following some flawed models. They're coming in and growing on a flawed basis, in my opinion.
Okay, I must just check if everything is record, because it's so important that I have everything on cam, so I must look that everything is on.
Okay, no problem. Go ahead.
And when you are on this stage and you see what's coming, you see yourself, from my experience, I was 26 when I see you first time.
I can't believe you were in Paris. That was 10,000 plus people.
I was sitting right in the back there. You was so small, looking like this, so it was unbelievable. Huh? But where you see where will be networking in 10 years? What you think where the company is growing there?
Fewer companies, okay, greater sales. And in some cases domination by a smaller group of companies. Because of the economic things that's happening around the world today, I see fewer companies and I see bigger sales, and I certainly see basic and fundamentals that have actually dissipated in our industry coming back. It has to happen. All businesses go through this, and you can't. For give you an example, in my country, we've had a lot of difficulties in the last few years economically because we had flawed models that we were doing, like stock market, banking, construction, real estate, all of that, and so if you operate with a flawed model, okay, you can't hope for success. For example, in the mortgage business in America, they were operating with flawed models. And in 2011, if you expect to thrive in the banking industry, okay, and financing, mortgage business, you would be naive to use a 2008 model and expect to succeed in 2011. But multi-level is still using the same flawed basic principles to build them. They got new shirts and ties on it, and new lipstick and stuff, and they have different terms for it, and this is that. But it's the same flawed basic principles that have gotten away from the core values that have made an Amway, that have made a Mary Kay, that have made an Herbalife. There's core values that exist there that don't exist in other multi-level companies. Now, doesn't mean they can't do good. It just means that they're way behind those type of companies.
Which kind of type of companies I personally should say? I'm new today. I'm first contact with this industry. I get on you and I say, okay, Larry, I'm really brand new distributor. What should I do? Where I must look for? What is my company? What is what I do in the next 90 days?
There's what you do as a distributor next 90 days with whatever company you're with. Yeah. Pray. Please God. I did a little facetious, but it's not far from the truth. That's a question that I certainly couldn't answer in this time frame that we have here. But there's hope. There's a lot of hope, and there's a lot of vision, and there's certain things that you can look for, and you're going to be hearing a lot more about them here because people want answers today. They don't want the same. In politics in America, it's called the same pig with different lipstick, okay, dressed up a little differently. People don't want that anymore. And people are smart enough to recognize truth when they see it.
So when I go now in and find somebody who's telling me the truth, is this the business where I must make my plans for 1 year, for 5 years, for 10 years? Is this a long-term business? Because many people watching there completely have no experience in network marketing, the first contact. Is it a business for short-term, middle-term, long-term? What I can expect from this business? I can expect what I put in. I can expect what I do. I can expect the self-responsibility that I take on. I can expect the self-determination that I produce. I can expect the self-motivation that I develop. I can expect the self-functionality that I come from. Not my sponsor, not my team, not my company, what I come up with, because that's what it boils down to, is what I do. Okay, I do. And if I've got to have the mentorship, and I've got to have the webinar, and I got to have all the coaching, and I got to have the certain models and stuff like that, those are techniques that come and go as the wind blows.
And if I'm a new distributor, I got to find something that I can sell and make a profit at. I've got to find something that I can sponsor a distributor at and make a profit off of their sales. And the more we do, the more we make. Now, that's a little bit old-fashioned principle here in network marketing today from what's out there. But I come from a different perspective, and I come from a different position, and I come from knowing that this is facts, and everybody else is hoping it's true.
You are now coming back to say, okay, I'm going to make my whole knowledge to the distributors, and you say, okay, now is the time to go, and you have chosen a new project. You say you have talked about the gunmen, which I have liked it.
That is funny. No, you know, I've been very, very fortunate and honored and humbled to realize that I've had affected a lot of people's lives positively in the first 2/3 of my life. And I have the energy, I have the passion, I have the drive, I have the excitement to continue on this path. And my goal is to affect more people in the last third of my life in a positive way than I had the first third. And, you know, there's only a handful of people in this small group of people that can put their name next to $1 billion worth of sales in a year in this industry. And I get that privilege. But right now, I get the privilege of doing one other thing, okay? Putting one more notch on my gun belt. Now, what I mean by that, in the old West in America, you used to have the gunfighter, right? Who could draw the fastest in a fair fight? Who could draw the fastest? And every time you drew the fastest and you were the winner, you took out your knife and put a notch in your gun belt, in your gun handle, okay? And the guy that had the most notches in his gun handle was the baddest guy, okay? And there's only a handful of people that have got a notch on their gun for $1 billion. I want to be the guy that has his notch on his gun for two notches, for two separate $1 billion entities.
But this time you want to make it from Europe, so you have changed it to the new wave, to seeing the new wave is coming from Europe, from your future now. Huh?
It isn't the new waves coming from Europe. It's that I found the company that I can align myself up with, that I have a very, very close association with from its beginning 17 years ago, that we're going to implement all of these things that's going to generate the new generation of leadership of core values back in the way it was, and we're going to go forward. This will be the next $1 billion enterprise, and it will be that way in the next few years, and I'm excited about it.
What do you think about, because we are in Europe now, and it looks like that you the next time came often here to Europe, what do you think about European network marketing? It's different from American network marketing, the people are different. Is there, you say, okay, that's totally different, or near, is there something?
I don't know. People are people, and circumstances are circumstances. Certainly cultures are different, and approaches are different, but basic fundamentals are the same. I don't work any differently with somebody here in Europe than I do in America. Get a little bit more respect with it over here than you do in America, because, you know, people have a tendency to respect, I don't want to say authority, but respect elders perhaps. I don't even want to use that term for me. But they have a little bit different respect for success, I would say. And so that's the difference that I see. And generally what happens in American network marketing is only a year, 2 or 3 years away from happening in Europe. Okay, there's disarray in America, and that disarray is already starting to be felt here in Europe. And it's hard to find a company who's got the makings to be the next Amway, the next Herbalife. Hard to find that company.
I think we have a nose for it. When you are now here seeing the things, you plan your life, I often ask people, you are in the business, you are successful, and is it normal that successful people have so beautiful women? Is that normal?
I don't know about people, but it's the only thing that's acceptable for me. My wife and I, Taylor, got married 6 years ago, and at that point here, we had a 1.5 year long romance going on. It was primarily a long-distance romance. And then we courted for a couple of years after that, and I got married 6 years ago and inherited 3 stepdaughters now that are all teenagers. That keeps me on my feet, but I just feel very privileged to not only have Taylor as my bride, my wife, but to have the family, the extended family that I got right now. So it's kind of cool.
What your person? I have heard from you. You have collected tractors.
Cars?
They're not cars. You have talking. I have here one meeting with you. You have collecting what on the farm you're driving, the big ones.
Oh, the four-wheelers, the tractors.
Yeah. I have heard about this.
Yeah, it was so exciting. You know, having all the race cars, all the Ferraris and the Porsches and the Bentleys and all of that to get me a tractor. Man, I got a tractor. And it was a yellow tractor, and I used to drive it around the ranch. I sold the ranch and moved to Texas. You might know Jamie Foxx, the actor, Jamie Foxx. He bought it, and 100-acre ranch in Los Angeles there with avocados on it and everything, and it was quite a place. But don't have the tractor anymore. Now I got bicycles out in the front lawn.
Bicycles?
Yeah, you can't just throw the bicycles down.
Super. Yeah, Larry, thank you for the time. Your manager has arrived and look at me. I'm very grateful that I had the time with you. I'm happy when I see you back, and we have a section. The last minute is for you. You can send everything what you want in this message out to your kids, your friends, everywhere you want. The last minute is for you. You can do that what you want.
Can I say hi, Mom?
Yeah, Mom.
Love you, Mom. You know. Listen, here's all I can share with all of you guys. This is something that I do what I love, and that's hard to do. And that doesn't mean I love it all the time, you know. And it's like any relationship of friendship or family or husband and wife. You know, you can be in love and you can be totally committed, but there are going to be days you don't particularly like it. And I've had seasons that I've gone through. But at the end of the day, I've been incredibly blessed to have been in on generation one of network marketing, and to be directed and guided and learn the strategy and tactics from some of the original founders of the network marketing industry, and being able to be blessed with the skill of being able to take that information and make it in a condensed form that everyday people like myself, that's a construction worker or a truck driver or a school teacher, can take and put into action and make it work. And I happen to believe that network marketing happens to be the last great opportunity for the average person. I call it TAP, BC, for an acronym, the average person's best chance. And it is. It's not it's a business. If you treat it like a business. And they told me, so many years ago, that it didn't take special skill, it didn't take special education, it didn't take special money, it didn't take that. But what it did take was a burning desire to want to make some changes in my future. And I had that burning desire. I didn't know it was there. I wasn't ever thinking about making a lot of money. $25,000 a year to me was the most money I could think of back then, and $25,000 a year was Bill Gates' money to me. But that was something that I could see. Maybe I could get there. But that burning desire to learn, to grow, and to get better, that willingness to work, to really put in 10 hours worth of work for 8 hours worth of pay. People don't know how to work today. They get 8 hours worth of pay, and they put in 6 hours worth of work, and they wonder why their life isn't changing. Put in 10 for 8, and now we're working. That's what you got to do when you get your own business going. And the next one here, the third one here, is to be teachable. Don't think you got the answers. I'm learning more. I've learned more in the last 10 years about not only network marketing, but about myself and I've learned all the years before. And I can now then go back and say in the last 3 to 5 years, the same thing has happened. Burning desire, willingness to work, being teachable, and then hopefully that you can get aligned with yourself with the right company that you can go forward with. And if you don't get yourself aligned with the right company, don't give up on you. They may have given up on you, but don't you give up on you. You can do it. You can make it happen. No doubt about it. If I have, you can.
Thank you very much. It's really cool.
Cool. I like it too.
Thank you, and we see you next on the channel.